But now we can move into the Traitors portion of the podcast. We'll be doing the recap in a second. But before we do the recap, we would like to tell everybody that Jill Zarin not only got fired from the future show.
Yeah.
Housewife show.
Golden Years,
whatever the fuck it was. I have no idea. But replaced by Dorinda.
Hooray!
Hooray!
The natural server.
The natural server. Nobody deserves it more. She's not going to be full time. She's still going to be coming on as like friend of. So she won't, which I think is a good capacity for Dorinda.
Yeah.
Because we don't want what happened to her. Like listen. If you know Housewives Dorinda, you know that she likes to drink. She likes to clap back at people. She likes to feel emotional. And I think if she were full time, it probably would be a lot for her just to be like having to do that all the time.
Right.
So, and every once in a while, trip to Bluestone Manor. Very happy for her and happy in general.
Very happy as well. I think I'll watch this. I'm not a big Housewives person, but I the more I get to know the Housewives, the more I want to watch the shows and stuff. Especially Lisa Rinna has been cracking me up.
She's so good.
And did you see that video that she posted about after they said that they had the reunion and she's like in bed with her sunglasses on. She's like, I did what I had to do.
Mm-hmm. And she goes, ladies, we talked about it all.
Yes.
And I was
she's
like,
will they air it? I don't know. You wanted a housewife? You got a housewife. Talking about Colton.
Yes, of course.
Because apparently Colton like rushed off the stage or like left the building, whatever.
Yep. And this is like the Traitors reunion we're talking about. They just filmed the Traitors reunion last week.
Heated confrontation.
Yep. And he's
if they don't air that, I'll be so fucking pissed.
I'll be so furious. Yeah. And I love Lisa Rinna for putting that out, being like, who knows if they'll air it so we know that it exists. Yeah. And she's forcing their hand a little. And apparently Colton has unfollowed Lisa. Yes. That was another thing. I never know if those like unfollows are real, but
if they're
seems
accurate.
like this one might be real.
I love that. If you wanted a housewife, then you got a
housewife.
Yeah.
And I love her for that. It sounds like she's sticking up for women everywhere. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that is the case. But moving now into our Traitors episode recap. I honestly can't remember anything that happened.
Honestly,
I remember who got voted out. I remember all that. We start out by does it start out with a round table or a murder in the morning? Oh no. It's they go down to breakfast. Okay. They murdered at night.
Yeah. Eric and Rob.
Yes.
Eric agrees to the recruitment.
Yes.
And he's worried that Rob is gonna solo at Eric's expense. But
yes, which I thought was smart of Eric to even think of.
Yeah.
So his brain is moving. He's not so dumb.
So and then they have like the final three, or they had a short list of 4 people.
Oh, that's right, from the previous episode.
Natalie, Steven, Dorinda,
Kristen.
And Kristen, but Kristen had the shield.
And right.
So, also so funny with Dorinda. When Dorinda went on...
So Dorinda got murdered.
Yes, Dorinda was murdered by Rob.
Yeah.
And then Dorinda went on Boston Rob and Bob the Drag Queen's Traitors podcast, and she was like, I was just happy that he thought of me.
She literally was like, I'll take the murder. Yeah. Wait. We were dying. We were going back and forth with quotes in our text.
Yeah, it was so funny.
She literally was, I'll take the murder. She was so...
She was like, he called me Miss Medley. Like, I love it, whatever.
She said in it, she was like, I can't believe... Oh, we text too much. I can't find it. She was like, as a 60-something-year-old woman, it's not every day that men are going out of their way to say nice things to me. And he would always be like, you look beautiful this morning, Miss Medley.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And so she was like, yeah, whatever. Like, Rob can do no wrong in my eyes. Yeah, I'm so in love with Rob. Yeah. Everyone's in love with Rob.
Yeah, she was like, I was just happy to get murdered by him, basically.
Yes. And I think she said, I might be wrong, sorry if I'm putting words in your mouth, Dorinda, but I'm pretty sure she said, like, I'm rooting for Rob. Like, she was like,
I think she said something like that.
Rob's the guy,
Yeah.
And then Bob the drag queen, which is so funny. Like, I loved Bob the drag queen. I think that he was the perfect example of like being too loud, too fast, and he like totally shot himself in the foot in that way. But him now, having heard from like every contestant that's been voted out or murdered or whatever, that like Rob has the whole castle under a spell. He's so over it. He's like, fuck this. He's
Yeah,
like,
I know.
over. Everybody's got to get over Rob. But it's so funny. Like,
it is so funny.
Because he feels like he wouldn't have been under Rob's spell. But he would have. Bob the drag queen. He would have been.
You don't know until you're there.
You don't know until you're there. You don't know. You don't get it till you get it. But
Yeah.
Dorinda said it was her, Mara, and Natalie. I think we're all so like enamored, in love with Rob and enamored
and you can
by
tell
Rob.
Natalie like
Of
everything
course.
he does.
Natalie is in love with Rob, but I thought for a while that Rob like might be in love with Natalie too. But then that's just his thing.
Yeah, that's just his thing.
his
He
vibe.
flirts with everybody.
Yes.
So yeah, Dorinda gets sent home.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's kind of like, whoa, surprised. And
People are sad.
Yeah, and Steven is kind of like reiterating that he really thought it was going to be him, whatever.
Yep.
And then everybody was like, okay, Steven, like, relax.
Right.
And this is kind of when Johnny starts to realize that everybody's looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
So Johnny and Tara, like, finally reveal their, like, not at that's later on, but they, like, start interacting more together.
Well, wait, right. And they do, because they're now confused moving forward. Like, I smells like weed in here.
Ooh.
Do you smell it? Who's smoking weed? Pass it along.
No, seriously.
But the conversation around who's the traitor, people are looking at Johnny.
Yeah.
And so now, and then they're also now looking at Tara, and everybody is like, they're like thinking that they're traitors, but they still have not put together that they're friends somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
So that's all happening. But then they go to the challenge, right? And I think that's where people really start ganging up on Tara, because Rob and Eric are like doing this challenge and like putting up Tara's name and trying to throw everybody off.
Yeah.
And Johnny's trying to be a ride or die bestie and like help Tara along. And after all that drama, wait, am I confusing episodes?
I don't know.
Where Kristen's in the box, Tara's in the
Yeah,
box.
no, they did
that was
the
a
box
second
challenge.
That was another short list that Kristen gets on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And it's
Sorry. Okay.
no, it's okay. And,
Yeah.
And it's the questions.
Yes.
And they just answer Tara for every single question.
Yes, because they're like, which faithful is the most valuable to the traitors? They say Tara. Who's the biggest mouth or the most manipulative? They say Tara. Like it was just like a whatever. And so they didn't win any money the whole time. Everybody's mad at the traitors. People are upset with Johnny. People are upset with Tara.
Yes.
So they say, fuck this. We're coming out as besties. And now Tara's like literally sitting in Johnny's lap. Like, they're fully revealing that they're besties.
Because all the faithfuls were like, okay, we're all just going to put Tara's name so we can win the money.
Yeah.
And the only people that didn't were Tara and Johnny.
Right. Because
so
they were
was like,
just,
what the fuck?
Because they're a little airheaded when it comes to the game. They're bad at the game.
Yeah.
And I think, who said it?
Tara.
Johnny. Oh, Tara said?
Yeah.
Just because I'm bad at the game doesn't mean that I'm a traitor?
Yeah. Which was funny.
Yeah, which was hilarious. So then, right. So they end up, all the conversations are being had. Nobody knows what's going on. They're still talking shit about Johnny and Tara. Stephen Clutty's name is sort of in there still.
Yeah.
They get to the round table. Johnny and Tara reveal their friendship.
Yeah.
And people are shook by this. People are like, what?
Yeah.
I just don't understand how Mark fucking Ballas can sit there and not know that Tara Lipinski, one of the most famous gold medal figure skaters of all time, and Johnny Weir are best friends. Like, he's old enough to know that.
I think I saw an interview of Steven after, and I think he said he had no idea.
That's fucking crazy to me. Like, you're old enough to know. Like, I guess some of the other people no, but everybody on this cast is old enough to know, I think. Like, it's just crazy how nobody knew that.
Yeah. So they basically are they basically think that they can band together, whatever, to try to prove. But everyone's like, well, how do we know that you're not traitors just because you guys are best friends, whatever? But it does end up being Steven.
And they came for Steven as well. Johnny was like, I think it's Steven. And Tara was like, me too.
Yes. But some people were still very adamant about it being Johnny or Kristen, Tara. Like, Kristen was very adamant, and she still put Tara's name down.
Yep. Oh, I forgot about that part too. She only did that because Tara, that morning before the challenges started, pulled Kristen into another room and was like, do people think I'm a traitor? Like, she was just kind of being
and Kristen was like, yeah, I think you're a traitor.
She's like, well, I do.
Yeah.
And she's like, shit, I'm really not, I swear. Like, she did one of those moments where you look guilty because you're so anxious about being accused, but her behavior was making her look guilty.
Yeah.
So Kristen really, that stuck with her.
Yeah. So they vote out Steven. Steven hits him with a, you blew it.
Yeah.
Which I love that.
I loved it. He was so pissed. He was like, I'm a faithful. You blew it.
Yeah.
And then ran away.
Like,
so
you
happy
did blow
that.
it. This cast is just a bunch of idiots. I'm
are
sorry,
real,
but
no, they are
really
dumb.
just have
They're
no
so
idea
bad at
what
the
they're
game.
doing. They're so bad.
They're so bad at the game, and they're so bad at reading each other. Like
So
they just
bad.
have no. Kristen, I feel, has potential, but she's just looking in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm just gonna read this word for word. It
Yeah,
says
yeah.
later, Rob declares Tara and Johnny's friendship reveal a stupid move, as it simply proves how good they are at hiding a secret.
Mm-hmm.
But he might want to refocus his energies on his own ally, as Kristen immediately clocks Eric's hesitancy in participating in the night's roundtable discussion.
Yes.
That was a big moment. Kristen was like, "You didn't say one word the entire time."
Very
and to
observant
be fair,
of her.
Neither did Rob. They
Rob
both
said
didn't
nothing.
say anything.
They were silent as fuck
Yeah.
the whole time. I feel like, again, Rob just slides under the radar for some reason. The fact that Kristen, though, noticed that Eric said nothing must mean that Eric, I guess, is a chatterbox other times. Because
Yeah.
in my head, I didn't notice that he wasn't talking a lot because I feel like they don't show him not. You know what I mean? Like, every once in a while, he's got
I just felt like
I agree.
I just feel like they kept. Well, actually, I mean, Eric's the one who said that he heard Portia's laugh.
True.
And he's the one that said,
But that was so many weeks ago.
what was the other
I feel like
thing that he
hasn't
said at the
shit
round
since
table? That's
then.
true. But I do feel like they kept like cutting to him, and he just was like fidgeting with
He was
himself.
I mean,
Yeah.
he looks so guilty.
looks so
like
guilty.
he may be the worst trader ever because of how guilty he looks.
Yeah.
Like he has he's not sly at all. He's
Yeah.
not a sly fox.
which is good for Rob.
Yes, it is.
So once Kristen is sus of Eric, she informs Rob and Mark Ballas, if I'm murdered tomorrow, just look at Eric.
Yep.
So needless to say, the traitors are sweating in the turret. It's pretty bad, Rob admits, but they've got killing to do and 4 potential victims: Natalie, Kristen, Tara, and Johnny. Each of the quartet receives a middle of the night note inviting them down to the dungeon, where Jack in the Box will reveal their fate, but not until next Thursday.
I was gonna say I don't remember who got voted out.
Yeah,
but-
they didn't say.
so what do we think? So great episode.
Definitely not Johnny or Tara,
It's definitely not gonna be Johnny or Tara. I think if they're smart,
because everyone's sus of them.
totally. Here's what I think they should do.
It's
Kristen
Kristen
and Natalie.
I think they should go Kristen.
I think they should go Kristen for sure. Not because I think Natalie is the biggest threat of this group.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe they get rid of her because it would throw people off and whatever. But at the same time, Kristen, now that she said this thing about Eric,
Yeah.
and Rob and Mark were there to hear it.
If Rob can convince Eric,
Yep.
because
Because Eric doesn't know that.
No,
Kristen
Eric
said-
does know.
Oh, he
Eric does know. Eric does
Shit,
know.
shit,
Rob
shit.
told him, which I was so surprised about, because I
Oh,
was like,
he
"Oh, Rob's
shouldn't
not
have.
going to tell him," and then he does.
I totally
But
missed that part.
What I think Rob is going to do to kind of make himself look like he's the good guy, whatever, told Eric that Kristen thinks of him, but then maybe he convinces Eric that Rob and him can convince Mark
Right.
that it's not Eric. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because Kristen just only told Rob and Mark Ballas.
Exactly.
So it's only Mark that they would need to be like, oh,
Totally.
to
And as
kinda
long
convince.
as Mark doesn't immediately, upon seeing if she's murdered at the breakfast table, be like, she said to
Yeah.
look at Eric if that happened. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, as long as Mark doesn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Because they definitely could convince Mark otherwise.
Yeah, but I think
also
that Rob's just using that as a big ploy just to
Totally.
get Eric.
to keep the
Yeah.
keep the heat on Eric. Like,
Yeah.
and he, now I'm remembering them talking about it, and he did kind of downplay it. Like he was right, because wasn't he like giving him those options? He was like, the options are
Yes.
like, yeah, maybe you look guilty, but I think we can
Yes.
finagle around it. And the only person though that I think would be able to clock the fact that a new traitor may have been recruited would be Natalie, because people seem to not know how the rules of the game work. So and nobody has said that yet, right?
No,
Nobody
I don't
was
think
like,
so.
maybe someone was recruited as a traitor or whatever, because we have yet to have that moment where, because like when Eric was recruited, they still murdered, right?
Yeah.
So normally, or in
The
past
next
seasons,
night, though, they
Oh.
didn't murder the same night because Eric either had the option of being murdered or being recruited.
for sure. So then they didn't notice in the morning that no one was murdered? No. I thought that they had to murder. I thought it was like, okay, now that I've recruited you, we have to murder someone.
Oh, yeah, probably.
But in the past, or no, I think it was the shield thing. At one point, I have a vivid memory of like Pilot Pete having a shield and them trying to murder him and him showing up at breakfast and people being like, wait, nobody was murdered. And the question was either someone must have been recruited to be a traitor or someone had a shield. And so that was like, so we have yet to see a moment like that where someone like everybody shows up in the morning and everyone's confused, and it sparks the idea that somebody was recruited as a traitor, because no one said that yet, right?
Yeah, it's true. And Rob also revealed that he has the dagger. I forgot about that too.
Oh, he did too?
Yeah, to like everybody.
When did he do that?
At the round table, I thought like Natalie was like, just tell them that you have it. He was like, I have it.
Oh, I missed that part entirely.
I think that happened, and maybe I made it up, but I'm like 99% sure that happened.
I missed it entirely if it did. However, it kind of makes sense though, because at this point, who's all left? It's, I guess, Rob, Natalie, Colton's gone, Steven's gone, Johnny is there. Johnny was with them, right?
Yeah.
So everybody that would have known that he has the dagger, and Mark was there. So the only people that are left that know he has that dagger anyway are Natalie, Mark, and I guess Johnny. I can't remember if Johnny was there though, because Colton's gone and Steven's gone.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
I think that at this point it's a small enough circle that if both Natalie and Mark are still remembering that Rob has the dagger, like, it would start to look shady by Rob to not reveal that he had that dagger. It'd be like, why are you holding this, like, to save yourself or for traitor purposes? Like, I think I'd start to get suspicious knowing that he had the dagger and didn't tell anybody.
100%.
So if that makes sense, if that happened. But yeah, I think moving forward into the next couple weeks, like, I'm not sure where we go from this point, how many episodes will be left. This week is certainly not the finale. I think maybe it's like one more after that. I don't know when they stop. Like, when do they declare?
I think there's 2 more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm just not sure when they declare the winners. Like, I guess if they get all the traitors out, then it's done. But at what point do, like, the traitors win?
I think it's like the final 4.
Final 4.
If there's one traitor, they win.
They win. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, I can't remember.
Because I kind of remember last year, I remember, like, it being, like, 4 people at the end.
Right. And then reason. Danielle was by herself, I think. Yeah. So, very excited to see how it all shakes out. I think that, Rob Roush is going to continue delivering. And Alan Cumming did say that he is the best traitor he's ever seen. So that kind of tells me he might have won. You know what I mean? Like, Alan Cumming wouldn't say that otherwise, I don't think.
Yeah, that it's very high praise.
Yeah.
And I just don't see a world where he doesn't win.
I know.
Like,
unless they really wise
these guys like a fiddle.
They would all have to. And like I said,
Maura's too into him.
Maura loves him.
He has people wrapped around his finger too much,
totally.
I think, at this point.
I think if Natalie were to turn on Rob, then he would leave. He would get voted out. Because I think people believe Natalie, and she's so goo-goo for him that if she suddenly turned heel, I think people would be like, damn, maybe we have been blinded. I just don't see
that happening.
I don't either. She loves him too much.
Yeah.
So
and I don't blame her.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
So